lose? How many people do we have to lose? Are you feeling like this is the end? Is this the end? Is this the end? Are y'all tired? Are y'all tired? Are y'all tired? Good. Sorry, a little baby lost his parents. If everyone can sit down really fast, we can help him get found quicker. His name's Tony, like the tiger. If you have lost your boy, he's right here. Please come up, meet either sides.
That's so sad. And all these people
Black people. Black people got him. Black guy got him.
Where's your mother?
We are also missing a Jelani. Mr. Ford is looking for a Jelani. I also want to talk to you about something that Lisa Bates, one of the speakers from yesterday, talked to me about. One of our chants is no justice, no peace. And at the moment, we do not have justice, which means we do not have what? Peace. Okay, so if you guys were paying attention to the graphic we sent out today, we decided to forego the term peaceful protests and switch to nonviolent resistance. That's because we do not have justice, so we do not have peace. So we cannot be peaceful in the streets. We can be nonviolent, but we cannot be peaceful. Hopefully in my lifetime I'll get to rest. Hopefully in my lifetime I will have peace, but not right now. So instead of peaceful protests, we're gonna switch it up. Sorry, I heard a phone somewhere. So instead of that, we're gonna switch it up. It is now gonna be nonviolent resistance. So I'm gonna say nonviolent, and you're gonna say resistance. Nonviolent. Resistance. Nonviolent. Resistance. Nonviolent. Resistance. Nonviolent. Resistance. I can't hear y'all. Nonviolent. Resistance. Nonviolent. Resistance. Because if we don't have justice. Exactly. All right, our next speaker, Mr. Greg McKelvey, is a black campaign manager. You don't see many of those rolling around. He is currently managing Sarah Iannarone's campaign. She's running for mayor. She will be up for vote on November 3rd. Again, educate yourself about who's running in your local elections. They impact your life much more than national politics do. Do not get distracted. Give it up for Mr. Greg.
Can y'all hear me? Mic check. All right, I want to read y'all some names. Am I at the right mic? Yeah. I want to read y'all some names, okay? Some of y'all are going to know these names and some of y'all aren't. Quantis Hayes, Terrell Johnson, Kendra James, Keaton Otis, Aaron Campbell, Andre Gladden, Patrick Kimmins, and too many more. These are people that were killed by Portland police. Portland police. It's way easier for people to condemn things that happen in Minneapolis, but none of our elected officials are currently saying anything about the death of Quantis Hayes. They want to talk about cops in Minneapolis. They don't want to mention Quantis Hayes. I want to talk about how capable this crowd is. In just a few days, y'all removed police from Portland Public Schools. You know how long people been working for that? Damn, I told myself I wasn't gonna cry, but now I got kids. Y'all did that. Y'all did that. And we are capable of so much more. Y'all did that in a week. Imagine what we could do in a month. Imagine what we can do in a year. Now, this is Portland. Don't let anybody tell you anything different. This is Portland, and this is where the power is. And I imagine a Portland where we have a Green New Deal, where we have housing for all, where we have a government that is not bought and paid for by wealthy individuals and corporations. We just need leadership that believes in us, because a mayor's place is with the people. We need leadership that works with community, not stands in the way and then takes credit when progress becomes inevitable. I don't know if y'all saw today, but the mayor said that he took police out of schools. No, y'all took police out of schools. And I don't want to hear any more about Portland is a white city. Because if Portland was a white city, then the black individual sitting up here wouldn't have been able to get that done, right? Portland might be have more white people than black people. Portland might be less diverse than other cities. But don't erase us, because Portland isn't a white city, because we're still here and we're still powerful. Now my friend DeRay does an exercise that I want to do with y'all real quick. Some of y'all probably did it, but we're going to do it anyway. So I want y'all to imagine, close your eyes if you can and if you're able, close your eyes. Imagine the safest place you could be, okay? Who's there? What do you have? Who are you with? What are you holding? What does the room look like? Imagine that. Now I want everybody who imagined being surrounded by riot police to raise their hands. Thank you. So what that means is that police do not equal safety. So why are we calling the police budget the public safety budget, right? Police do not equal safety. Now, a lot of y'all probably know, some of y'all don't, over half of our budget of the entire city, this beautiful city, goes to that violent policing. Now, that's not public safety. A pandemic came and we weren't safe. Police pulled me over, I'm not safe. Walking down the street, I'm not safe. Sitting in my damn house, I'm not safe. So how is 52% going to Portland police? Public safety. We need to build community safety hubs in every neighborhood with that money. Not going to militarize police. Where people can gather, shower, eat, be in community. Because I am 100% sure that that looks a hell of a lot more like safety when you close your eyes than being surrounded by riot police. Am I right? Now I'm gonna tell you a quick story about my experience in City Hall. Back when I was young and skinny, I used to lead protests too before I had kids. That's what made me not skinny. My wife is skinny though, so I don't know how that works. So I was invited into City Hall, right, to have conversations about laws that are still on the books that are only policed for black people, right? Things like, did y'all know spitting in public is illegal? No. Well, it's only illegal if you're black, it turns out. It turns out that the Portland Tribune did a series. It turns out that black people are policed for these minor crimes way more than anybody else. Things like jaywalking, right? I jaywalk, I might go to jail, I might die. You jaywalk, you just get across the street. So we were in meetings with City Hall at Ted Wheeler's office trying to get this taken care of, right? Get these laws off the books. We did one meeting. The meetings continued. I was kicked out. Couldn't be in the meetings anymore. He said I couldn't be there because I opposed the mayor. Okay. Those laws still on the book. Those laws still on the books. Spitting in public, You'll still get arrested walking across the street. You might get killed walking across the street. Kick the only black person out of those meetings. Now, after that, he invited Joey Gibson, Patriot Prayer, the Proud Boys into City Hall for a cup of tea. But I'm kicked out, right? We shouldn't have to be demanding the things that we're demanding, right? We're standing on the shoulders of giants that have already done this work. I don't want to hear nothing about the concessions being we're going to have more town halls. The concessions are we're going to have more conversations. We're going to study tear gas more. I don't need to study tear gas more. I've been gassed enough times. I'll tell you, it is not nice. And it is inhumane to be gassing crowds in the middle of a damn pandemic that attacks the respiratory system. It's common sense. Common sense. When the mayor came back to town after the first night of protest, you would think maybe he'd meet with the protest leaders, right? He'll meet with activists. He'll meet with our elders. He'll meet with the faith community. No. Mayor spent the first day back. When he came back, he spent it with the Portland Business Alliance, one of his biggest donors. And they plotted their vengeance against us. That's how he spent his first day. It's not right, because a mayor's place is with the people, not the Portland Business Alliance. And you know, when they huddled together, what they did? They got a state of emergency in one day. But youth climate activists have been calling for a climate state of emergency for years. He said he couldn't do it, and in one day, because Louis Vuitton's windows got broken, we had a state of emergency. No. We are sick of being told that there will be more conversations, more town halls, more studies, because we need change now and we can't wait. We can't even, I could come up here, I got my Sarah shirt on, right? I got the Sarah gear. I could come up here and tell y'all, oh, we need to vote in November. If shit doesn't change before November, it's way too late. I might be dead, right? Sarah's calling for a ban on the chemical weapons that we've seen deployed in our streets. Not temporarily, always. She's calling for required de-escalation from the police, not suggested de-escalation. Right now they could shoot at a moving car. Anyway, man, sorry, I'm gonna get emotional. Her stuff is set up over here. Today, she spent the day feeding the houseless and went straight to protest. She's been in the crowd with y'all. I could attest, I could attest, she's been called up to the mic. Sarah said, no, I ain't come to the mic, because this is not my moment, but a mayor's place is with the people. Who else hires a Black Lives Matter activist to run their campaign and then actually forces the runoff? But I'd be lying if I said voting was enough. We can't let this moment pass, because the power is with us. Whose streets? Our streets. Whose streets? Our streets. Whose streets? Our streets. Thank you, everybody.
None of them are voting for Ted Wheeler.
Which one is it? I think we're right on this one. Okay, so Tolly Stu has not found his parents, and we're looking for Lon. If you're looking for your son, he's still up here. We are keeping him safe, so please spread the word. If anybody has lost their child, we are keeping them safe until you find them. So Tolly is still looking for their parents. Lon. Okay, so it has just been brought to my attention that Aaron Campbell's mom is in the audience. I don't know if you all remember Aaron Campbell, but Aaron was
shot and killed by Portland officers in 2010.
Ron for Shower. Ron for Shower is the man who shot Aaron Campbell. Ron for Shower, who still has a job now.
And he still has a job now. Aaron's mom is here today, and she wants to share her story. She lost both of her sons on the same day. One from being hospitalized, and Aaron was in a situation where he was very upset about that, and the day resulted in her losing both of her children. So I want to call up Marva Campbell to share her story today.
Hello, everyone. This is a wonderful thing to see. I'm so happy that everyone is coming together to make demands so there will be changes in not just the community, but in this world. So many people are hurting, especially our Black community. And this takes me back to January 2010, where my 23-year-old son, Timothy Douglas, was fighting for his life. He had a heart transplant, and he lost that battle. But Aaron, his brother, was in the hospital for 2 weeks straight. And I said, Aaron, you need to go home and get some rest. You cannot take care of your brother if you don't take care of yourself. He said, okay, Mom, I'm going to go home, and then I'm going to come back in 2 days. The next day, Tim died. And Aaron was so distraught. He was not mentally ill, he was distraught. So the police was called to his girlfriend's house to do a welfare check on her because she would not answer the phone. So when the police got there, she came out, they took her phone, they texted him back and forth and asked him, are you trying to hurt yourself? He said no. Well, will you come out and talk to us? I'll make the story a little short. And it's all public record. He came out, but before he came out, he said, if I come out, you're gonna shoot me. They said, we're not gonna hurt you. So guess what he did? He went out. They told him to turn around, he turned around. He put his hands on his head, interlocked his fingers, and one of the officers said, put your hands up. Well, this wasn't enough. And they began to shoot him with rubber bullets. He began to run. And the officer, Freshier, took an AR-15 rifle that's used in war and shot him in his back and killed him. And you know what? He said he didn't hear a command. I don't know if it's true or not, but what was he doing? He was passive. And I'm here today, I want them to change the laws about the color of law, and the police have a way of getting out, oh, I was afraid. There's a letter out there that I wrote to his family saying that he didn't just hurt me, he hurted his family, he hurted the whole community. And today we're here with the same thing. We were able to see George lose his life for nothing. I just want us to change the laws. There should be consequences for the things they do. There shouldn't be a way out. If there's consequences, they'll think about what they're doing. The officer was fired, but he wasn't the initial officer that started the movement. They began to shoot him. They should have fired all of the ones that were involved. They fired Freshier. Guess what? The mayor called me and said, heads up, let you know we're hiring him back because we're being sued. So now he's back on the force. From what I'm told, it's a desk job. I don't know, but that wasn't the only incident. So we need to come together. We need to vote. We need to have this money directed the right way, get in the pockets of these police officers' pension, and maybe we should just start over with the police force. Maybe we should do lie detector tests, some type of research of their background, and see if they even qualify to be an officer. So I want to see some changes of how we hire police officers, whether white or black. Get rid of the bad, keep the good that love us. And one other thing I want to say is that in all of this, I've learned to forgive. Anybody who has any contact with the police and they have hurt you, we have to learn. That doesn't mean to be passive and let them roll over us and beat us and everything. I'm not saying being passive, but I am saying we have to let the envy and the hurt and the pain go away so we can move forward and be better people and better citizens and love each other and be there for whatever color, black, white, red. Let's love each other, stick together, and make a difference in this community. I love you and thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Campbell, for giving us that story. I know that's not always the easiest thing to do. I'd also like to acknowledge that Mr. Ford, the founder of Portland's Black Panthers, is here. I want you guys to give him a round of applause, please. I know y'all can do better than that. Come on. As a matter of fact, while we're at it, let's all stand together, and in solidarity and in memory of Aaron Campbell, let's hold silence. Hands up. Thank you, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce you guys to Damian Lillard. Damian, if you're out there, please come to the front.
I see you lurking around.
Also, while we're waiting, we're still looking for Tali's parents. He's up here. He was lost by the bridge. So if you can pass the word. His dad has a white cowboy hat on. Older gentleman. I really hope that's not true. Oh, and his name is pronounced Tuli, not Tali. Tui. Tui, his name is Tui. His dad's wearing a white cowboy hat. Please keep an eye out. Balls. can't find him. We found him on LinkedIn, and that was it. He's
Parents
not
of Thule Ball. Parents of Thule Ball. Please come up here. He is up here with us. He's safe, but I'm sure he wants his parents. While we're waiting, since we're talking about people being scared, I wanna address one of the main issues that I've always had with America, and that's the depiction of black people, which is, I mean, the social media in general is the most pervasively influential thing on this planet, and nothing controls the minds of the public more than the media. And so when we're portrayed as nothing more than gangsters, felons, basketball players, then that's what the world's going to think of us. Unless you actually know black people. If you don't actually know any black people, then all you can do is assume that black people act in the way that they have been depicted. So we need to change the way that America views black people on so many different levels. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I'm really kind of tired of shows with the word black in it. I don't need the word black in a show, dog. I don't need black doctor. It's just a doctor. It's just the doctor. And a lot of times in the media, when they try to justify black deaths, they always say he was up to no good, this and that. Whenever they say that one wasn't right, they always say he was a doctor. He was as if that makes it like me working at a 7-Eleven makes me any less of a good person than me being a doctor. It's like that shouldn't matter. Most of us here are middle-class Americans. Most of us are not doctors. White people get to not be doctors and be just as good as the doctors. But like a black doctor, once he takes off his lab coat, he's just a black man again. What I want white people to know, if you have black friends, I want you to try and understand them. If they get a little annoyed, fight through it. But you need to start trying to understand the black people that are around you. And if you have none around you, you need to fix that problem first. I tell my white friends all the time, you know what the problem is that you guys don't see with this issue is, when I look at George Floyd, what I saw was I saw a human being. It was just a man. I'm just a man. My friends, they look at me and they think that I'm an exceptional human because they know me and they like me. But everybody else out in the world, they don't know me. So as soon as I leave my group, I'm just another black man. I could have been George Floyd. I could have been George Floyd. Any of these black men out here could have been George Floyd. Why do you think we're out here? Because we're tired, we're scared. Our mothers worry about us constantly. And it's all because of the stereotypes perpetuated by the media that inadvertently affect even the way black people view themselves. Black people scared of black people. That's how much America has infested our brains. That's how much America has taken over the subconscious, the pulse of this country. People flinch when I walk by. I'm the nicest person in the world. So I want you guys to do the legwork. It's mental legwork. I've had to shift my train of thought on certain topics, but it's because I care that each day I become a better person. If all you think is inward, you've lost already. There's so many people that you're neglecting. Do the mental legwork, man. If you really care, it ain't just about these protests. Because I know white people that aren't at these protests that are allies, that do the legwork, that have my back when I'm not around, that call people out on their bullshit. So yes, you're here, but that's not a pass to go back to your bullshit once this is done. I expect better out of all of you. Thank you for being here.
Right now we have Marceau Michel about to come up from the Black Founders Matters Venture Fund. Please show the most respect for this wonderful person. And my friend.
Hello everybody, hands up. I want to personally thank every one of you for putting my safety above your own personal safety. Give yourselves a round. Give yourselves a round. Every single one of you that showed up here put the safety of the black community ahead of your own personal safety, and we need more of that. I just want to say that I'm not a free man. I live a hunted life. Being black in this country is a hunted life. There are people who want to kill me because I'm black. There are people who want to kill me because I'm queer. But I am here. I am here with all of you. I am exactly where I want to be on earth, with all of you. Black Lives Matter is like asking for a penny when you need a fucking dollar. Black lives are important. Black lives are valuable. They don't just matter. Black lives are magic. So I am going to ask you to say that with me. Black lives are magic. 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 Thank you. I also want to say that the work that we're doing now, the fight that we're in right now to stop the police from brutally killing my brothers, the people that are around me, that's just the beginning. We're only fighting part of the problem. The work continues on. If black lives are here but don't have opportunities, what are we doing? It's important that we continue to create opportunities for everyone around us. Black lives are valuable. If you work for a big company but you can't get a raise, you can't get a promotion, you can't make it to executive levels, what is all of this work for? Black lives need to thrive. If you can't get a loan to buy a house to put over your head, black lives are not thriving. I want to be very clear that black lives not only matter, they're important. They are vibrant. Every single one of you that are here is showing value for black lives, and that has not always been the history in this country. So I want to thank every one of you, no matter what your race is, background, sexual orientation, gender. Thank you for give yourselves a round of applause for being here. We still don't have justice for Breonna Taylor. We still don't have justice. How many, by a show of hands, how many of you have sisters? How many of you have mothers? Understand that those lives could have been lost in the same way that Breonna Taylor's life was lost. Many people argue about the looting that's gone on. We should have been looting fucking months ago. But we all agree to live in this beautiful city and to abide by living in this civilization and being civilized when this society is not civilized toward our lives. We need to do better by each other. We need to do better by our communities. We need to do better by all of the people that are around us, and really we really need to do the work personally. Everyone has bias inside of them. We have all been miseducated. We have all been taught things that we have to let go of that don't serve us. Maybe you heard someone say, oh, she's pretty for a dark girl or for a black girl, or oh, he's smart for a black guy. We've heard those things. We have to re-educate ourselves. It's important that the black people that you know that are in your lives, that you are making them feel loved, you are making them feel seen, and being here with you right now makes me feel safe. Safer than I felt in the last 3 months. So I'm going to ask you to say his name. I don't hear you. Say his name. 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 name. Say his name. Now say her name. Say it louder. Say it louder. Say it louder. Say it louder. Thank you so much for being here tonight. And thank you so much for listening to me. And I will be here with you. Please come back in March. Bring your friends. Bring your family. Hold the people around you accountable. You want to know what the Portland police can't take out? Hundreds of thousands of people. We got thousands here now, but we need thousands more. Bring your friends, bring your family tomorrow. March with me. I am honored to march with all of you. Thank you. Fist up! Fist up! We do this for the lives that have been lost, and we will not tolerate that shit any fucking more.
I'm just cutting the mic.
Oh my god, there's Tabasco.
Are y'all tired? No! Are y'all tired? No! Are y'all tired? No! So tonight we've heard stories, we've heard people's experiences, we've heard the experience of a mom who lost both of her sons on the same day. We've listened to music. What were the lyrics? How many daughters, how many sons? Count every one. I'm hoping these words are sticking with you. You go home, you reflect on what you have experienced tonight. I am a creative, and tonight I want to introduce a fellow creative, and I think music and art is such a positive way to bring the community together, to express yourself when you're feeling frustrated and angry, and to channel and transmute that energy into something positive. So that's what I love about art. And this is a very talented person to do that. And tonight, Henri is going to share their story and share their art with you as a black man in the community that makes things happen and stomps through these streets fiercely. So give a warm welcome to Henri.
Can I get just a real, you guys can hear me real quick? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? All right, I'm gonna make it a little zesty tonight. But really quickly, all right, I'll try to speak up just a little bit. Can I have every black male raise their hand in here? Can you guys all look around? So, put your hands down for a second. So, a few days ago, on Friday, I remember seeing this protest on the television. I remember being crippled in fear of thinking, what will be the repercussions of this as a black male? So if you're a black male, can you raise your hands up in the air? I think that that same thought went through every single black male's head of like, I'm gonna be a target in this city after this. And I realized after going through my process and after weeping, after crying, after mourning, I realized that there was mourning. And I began to sing through that and sing through that process. And so even though I do music all over the country and sing for the Portland Opera Company that's right over there, that's not unfortunately here right now, I'm here with you guys. I will not be singing any opera on tonight, unfortunately, because I've been marching with all of you guys. But I will be singing a song that you guys all know. So I'll have you guys come in. But I'm going to do a little quick sound check. So can I make sure you guys got a little rhythm in you? So can you come just snap with me right here? Oh, don't speed up. Come on, just get with me right here. That's it. That's it. That's it. So once I snap, that's your moment to snap, and then you're going to join in because I know that you know it. So the other night, Pastor Montenay was trying to sing a spiritual, and nobody knew it. So I'm going to sing a little bit of the spiritual that I know, and I'm going to go into something that you know, all right? I've been in the storm so long. I've been in the storm so long. Children, I've been in the storm so long. Oh, give me a little time to pray. Oh, when the night has come. Slow it down for me. And the land is dark, and the moon is the only light we'll see. No, I won't be afraid. No, I won't shed a tear. Just as long as you stand by me, stand by me. So darling, darling, stand, sing it with me. By me, oh yeah, by me, oh darling, oh stand by me, stand by me. And if the sky we look upon should tumble and fall, and the mountains should crumble to the sea, I won't cry, I won't cry, I won't shed a tear, just as long as you stand by me, stand by me. So darling, darling, stand up by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand by me, stand by me, stand by. Whenever you're in trouble, won't you stand by me? Oh, stand. Get your phones out by me. Oh, yeah, yeah. Stand by me. Stand. One more time. So darling, darling, stand. Sing it to each other. By me. Oh, stand by me. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Stand by me. One more time. Stand by. So darling, darling. Hey, that's it. Hey, by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh, darling. Stand by me. Stand by. One more last time. So darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand. Sing it louder. Sing it to your black brothers and sisters. Sing it. Oh, yeah, yeah. Stand by me. Stand by. Say it again. Stand. Stand by me. Stand by me. Stand by me. Stand by me. Thank you guys. You can follow me on Instagram at ONRY. I'm putting out an EP soon with opera and music that will wash over your soul. Portland, you've been a blessing to me. I want to be a blessing to you. Thank you so much for being here today.
No worries, man. You was just trying to get a view, bro. It's all good.
Yes, yeah. We're gonna talk. Yeah, right here with us. Yeah. I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say. He's gonna say what I'm gonna say.
We're gonna move the crowd just a little bit.
That's sure. Cool. You know the vibes. That didn't go on the mic, did it? Did it? I said them. Hey, can we have everybody take a seat? Go ahead and get cozy again for us. That was beautiful, right? That was beautiful. I love it. I love this too, by the way. This is awesome. Yes, thank you for being here. Can I have this taller? I don't know how to do that.
Yeah.
Where do you need it?
Here's good, yeah. I think that's cool. That's cool. Hey. I can't, my face. We're just gonna wait for everybody to get a little cozier over here. Hey guys. Thank you.
By the way, how y'all doing tonight? How y'all doing tonight? I can't hear you. How y'all doing tonight? Oh, that's better. That's better. Wait, one more time. How y'all doing tonight? Okay, much better. Much better. I like to hear that.
All right, so me and Elijah here. My name is Mana. If this is your first time meeting us, first of all, my name is Mana. This is Elijah here with me. We are here now. We're at Rose City Justice. So if this is your first time seeing us, thank you for being here with us tonight, okay? We really appreciate your support. And if this is your 6th night or your 7th night out here, we appreciate it even more, okay? We want to keep seeing your face until we get what we want, which is justice, okay? All right. So what we wanted to talk about with you guys tonight was mental health, because that's important, okay? Right? Taking care of yourselves. This is a really hard time. I feel like I say this all the time. It is a really hard time in America, in the world. We have a pandemic going on. Yes, I should have this on my face. Don't be my example, but it's hard to speak, so keep your faces covered. We are still in a pandemic. Hand sanitizers, keep your hands washed 20 seconds. Don't forget in between your fingers. Okay. So it's a pandemic right now. I totally get that. A lot of us are out of jobs still, and we're stressed right now. We're also out here trying to fight for a good cause, and it's a lot. It's taking a lot on us, on your body. So please make sure that you are taking care of yourselves, okay? Because we do need you out here strong with us. I'm going to personally let you know that because we've been out here each and every single day with you guys, we are a little bit guilty of not taking our own advice. And honestly, yesterday I kind of suffered. I had a panic attack, and it was kind of rough for me. I ended up in the med truck, which we want to say thank you again to all of our volunteers who have been here volunteering, okay? If you need help or you need anything, we have plenty of volunteers out here with us that can offer you medical assistance if you need anything. So like myself, I have not been taking care of myself. I have been go, go, go. I don't have any food at the house. I have just been on the move, on the move, on the move. But you guys need me out here strong, so I have to take my own advice, okay? So please make sure that you are taking care of yourselves. If you have to take a day, 2 days, 3 days, you're still with us. It's okay. But do what you need to do, what's right for yourself. You can only speak for yourself, and you know yourself better than anybody, all right? Thank you. Now Elijah's going to say something real quick.
Yeah, so just to add to that, as Mona had said, I know mental health is it's a serious issue. I know that right now I don't want to pull away from the problems that we are trying to address right now tonight, but we also need to make sure we are addressing our mental health. So to add, our organization, we have individuals who do struggle with mental health. It is very common to have struggles with mental health. I know all y'all know that mental health is a very serious issue, especially in the Black community. We don't have as many resources for mental health. We don't have as much knowledge and resources available to us to be able to access when we are struggling. I just want to let y'all know, in the Black community, this is your space to feel every emotion. This is your space to express yourself the way you need. Take care of yourself the way you need in this moment. Everyone acknowledge that and be there for them. Be there for yourself as well. Not just Black people, everyone. Be aware of your mental health. This is a space for everyone, but this is especially a space for Black people to be able to express their emotions and their feelings. We have to respect that. We have to acknowledge that. We have to be aware of that. Please be aware of that. Ask everybody around you. Ask the person right next to you how they're doing, if they need anything. Because you never know if asking how they're doing may help them, may make their day a little bit better, or if it might help them express something that is eating away at them. I've been struggling with that personally. I'm not going to talk about it. Not right now, because it's not my time. It's our time, right? It's our time.
Yep.
But I just want to acknowledge that mental health is a serious issue that we need to address. We need to be aware of. Educate yourself, educate the people around you. It's not your job to educate the people around you, especially not our jobs as people of color to educate the people around us about our mental health struggles and what we need to better ourselves and feel healthy, safe, and comfortable at our house, in our community, on our streets. But we still gotta have that education to be able to further ourselves and be able to be aware of what we need. Also, I want to add to the fact, people like to state, oh, you're overreacting. No, no, no. People with mental health struggles, people in the black community with mental health struggles aren't overreacting. They're acting the way they need to act in that moment. So don't tell the next black person who is struggling with mental health, oh, you're overreacting, because we fucking aren't. Pardon my language, but we fucking aren't. We need to do what we need to do to take care of ourselves, so let us act the way we need to act. You need to acknowledge that and respect that. We don't have just the battles of the structure and the police around us that we have to deal with. We don't have to deal with just the fear of being outside walking the streets, just going to school, just going to work. We have to deal with the struggles and the hardships of going home with potentially aggressive, abusive family. Sometimes we have to deal with family that doesn't acknowledge our mental health struggles. So be there for your brothers and sisters of color. Be there, be knowledgeable, and do what you can to help them, all right? Thank you. And Linnaeus has a word, all right? Bring it up.
Hi, I'm Linnaeus, and I'm one of the food coordinators. Thank you for everybody who's donated water, juice, anything food for that matter. But I also want to make a quick reminder to all the non-black people in the audience. This is not a seasonal protest. And what I mean by that is, in about 2 days, it's going to rain. So I'd expect to see all of you out here, because as black people, we deal with this every day, whether it's a rally or not. But to see you out there helping us, voting with us, supporting us in any way, shape, or possible, especially during this upcoming election. Because it's very important that we are out here. It doesn't matter if it's raining, snowing, thunder, or it's snowing. I'm going to be out here in a poncho. And I'll be getting those donations, and I will be getting all that food for everybody here, because it's important. So don't be here because you want to trend on Twitter, trend on TikTok, trend on Facebook, because we ain't having that shit. You better be here every day, because Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. Thank you. That's what I'm saying.
No, 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 we're still saying Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter.
All right, let me get y'all to quiet down real quick. Pull this off, speak to you. Another round of applause to everybody who's come up here and spoke so far. They have done a beautiful job at giving you a glimpse into the everyday, step-by-step, minute-by-minute, play-by-play of how black people live and the struggles that they face. Our next speaker is not only the woman who signs my checks, but she is also one of the most brilliant black minds I've ever met in my life. And she worked for Number 44. She now runs the Urban League of Portland, which is one of the best black organizations in the state. And she's out here advocating for justice for black lives every single day of her life. Please get up for Nkenge Harmon Johnson.
We're going to sanitize the mic first. All right. Thank you. Y'all are so beautiful, and I'm so glad to be here tonight. I'm an Oregon girl. I grew up in Salem and North and Northeast Portland, and when I was a kid, we used to move a lot, like every 2 years. Move. And I thought that was normal. I didn't realize people lived in the same house their whole lives sometimes. When I was a little girl, my father was a CO. Y'all know what that is? He was a corrections officer, right? He was one of the very first black corrections officers, non-white corrections officers in Oregon, at the state penitentiary and at the state hospital. When I was a kid, I used to visit the prison pretty often. When I headed off to college, I'm going to fast forward a little bit. Right about that time, my father went back to college himself and got a master's degree in social work because he didn't want to be a CO anymore. He was a PO for a while, but he didn't want to do that either because he realized that if he had met some of those brothers 10 years earlier, 15 years earlier, if they'd had a mental health therapist, a counselor, a brother, someone to lean on, to talk to, they never would have been in prison in the first place. And then he went on and got his PhD and became a mental health therapist because my daddy said, now I see all these little black boys, and for him, mostly foster children and black and brown boys, and there weren't men who did that kind of work in this state. And so therapists are important. We just talked about mental health. It's so important, but it's also so deeply important to have someone who understands you, where you've been through, where you're coming from, where you're going, someone who looks like you, that you don't have to explain what it's like to grow up in your skin. And so that's the next role he took on, was working with foster boys, most who would never return home to their families for whatever reasons, to help them grow into men. And my father gave me this example, right? Where you start doesn't have to be where you finish, and you can learn along the way. Now, I'm really lucky to have had that experience. Right now, you heard Darren tell you that I'm the president of the Urban League of Portland. Thank you. Thanks for that, but that's not why I'm here. I'm the president of the Urban League of Portland because I used to be you. When I was 10 years old, I had my first job in politics. You heard him say that I worked for Obama, and I loved that job. But when I was 10, I had a little internship in the state capitol. I worked for the first black woman in our state legislature, right? The Honorable Margaret Carter. She is still a mentor to this day, and she is a boss. I'm going to tell you a little bit about my story because I want you to know a few things, and I've got an apology to offer to all of you. But when I was 10, I learned from her. And back then, we were protesting apartheid in South Africa. And we were working to get the state of Oregon to divest from South Africa, because our money shouldn't be going to keep people enslaved in their own country. So we fought and we worked, and we were 10 and 11 and 15 and 16. We worked, and we got that done. And I was a part of this movement and the next movement. You know MLK Boulevard. It used to be called something else. When I was a kid, we were out there. It was Union Street, say it. It was Union Street, right? Running right through the heart of Black Portland. We were out there getting petitions signed and talking to business owners, and business owners were saying, well, I have to change my stationery if we change the name, and I gotta change my business cards if we change the name. But we said it's the right thing to do, let's do it. So we worked and we worked and we said yes. And it was little black girls, and it was my indigenous sisters, and it was little Asian girls. It was little, like, we were out there doing that work. You don't have to clap for that, because that ain't shit now. It meant something then, and that's why I want to share this with you, right? It's still in my gut, and it mattered to me then, and I'm glad I went through that experience because I learned a lot. I learned about the naysayers, because those business owners are still business owners. They're still the ones who want the City Hall to come down hard on you. They're still the ones who want the streets swept of people who are houseless. They're still around. We just changed the name of the street, and it's not enough. When I was a little older, I was in high school. You've read Malcolm X's biography, right? Some of y'all? Well, Spike Lee made a movie, and now I'm sure it's streaming everywhere because all the streaming services are showing all the black movies right now. helping black people stay home and just watch movies. So if you haven't seen it, check it out. But back then, when I was in high school, the movie theater over at Lloyd Center didn't want to show it. And the movie theater down on Broadway that's now closed didn't want to show it because they didn't want us to show up. They were so afraid that if we learned a little something about ourselves, about the truth about black people, that we'd be tearing shit up and burning shit down. And they didn't want to show the movie and take our money. A movie, y'all. A dramatization. So we mobilized and we marched, and the NAACP youth group that I was a part of, we signed petitions, and we knocked on doors, and we went to the mayor, and we started cutting up big time so that we could get it played, so that we could have a little piece, a little something of our own. You'll take our money to buy in your food court, you'll take our money to buy clothes, but we can't watch a movie? That was how my activism grew, right? Bit by bit, little by little. And I was lucky to have a mom and a dad who let me skip school to do what needed to be done. I was lucky to have a mom and dad that said, okay, here's how you keep yourself safe, and Daddy, I still got my stuff, I'm good. What I want to say to you and to some of your parents who are listening through you is that that support was so crucial to me. I never had to wonder whether I could be out in these streets doing what I needed to do, and I hope that you never have to wonder. But even if you do, know that the Urban League is here for you. We're here to support you. We're here to have your back. Not here to take your place. Not here to step in front of you. That's not my job. That's not my job. I graduated from high school in 1993, so I'm an elder in training. I'm working on it. And I thought, y'all, when I was 14, 15, I really thought that we were going to end racism. I thought that if I worked in all my coalitions and all my groups, I'm just putting it down and putting it down and putting it down, that I could do something else by the time I was 30. I believed that, and I feel like such a fool right now because I thought the old racists would die. And that would be that. The people who killed King and who killed Malcolm, they will be gone, and we are young, and we are smart, and we know better. And I told you we were black and brown, we were indigenous, we were together, so it wasn't going to be like that anymore. But what I didn't know was that racists are made, they're not born. Racists are made, they're not born. Racists are made, they're not born. I didn't know that then. I didn't know that then. And so this is my apology. Because I thought that then, and I have learned since then, that it wasn't enough. That's all right, because this is a learning process, and we're still at it. And I've got another apology to offer. Not just for my naivete then, because I didn't stop, I didn't quit. We're not done, so I'm not done. When I got older, I went away to college, and I went to the best black college in the country, Florida A&M University. It's a beautiful place that taught me, for the first time in my life, right, as a black kid growing up here, I was finally in the majority, right? I'm gonna tell y'all something, and I want y'all who look like me to get some. There is something that lives in my gut every day. Whether I'm at City Hall fooling with these people, whether I'm at the Capitol, whether I'm standing in front of a bank, wherever I may be, that I remind myself who and what I am. That I am never alone, no matter where I go, and it helped me to grow that at FAMU. Then I went on to law school, and I'm a lawyer. I went to Howard. It's a black law school. It's where civil rights lawyers are made. And now my best friends are black lawyers. My husband is a civil rights lawyer here in Oregon. This is what we do for a living and for life. I'm just sharing this with you because I want you to see sort of my runway, how I got to where I am now. And hopefully you will believe me when I say, I am here in service of you. I am here tonight because of you. I came because you are beautiful, and I needed this. I needed to see you. I needed to feel you. And I have not been out here sooner, and it breaks my heart because my daddy wanted to come with me. And my daddy don't need to be out here no more. He's not well enough for it, but he still worries about me, right? But I told him, Daddy, it's my turn to be out here with the young people. I gotta go, I gotta do it, and I'm so grateful that you had me here. But there's something else I wanna say before I take my seat. And it's this. I am sorry that they tear gassed you. I am sorry that the National Guard hit the streets in our city. I was on the phone all day, y'all, with the governor, with the mayor, with the mayor's donors, trying to get people, the right people, to pull the right levers to make the call for them to take it back, to pull it back before the decision was made, because they could have said, oh my goodness, it's the wrong thing to do, we're not going to do it. So I wasn't out here with you. I was trying to get them to take it back because that's my job now. My job is papers and letters and fights and arguments and strategery and budgets and dollars and cents and all the things. You heard Darren say that more than half this city's budget is spent on cops. And it's enough already. It's enough already. But I didn't win that argument. And I watched people who I have considered to be allies, people who are in elected office, people who are in appointed office. Our U.S. Attorney, y'all, Billy Williams, he was on the Urban League board when they hired me. We're friendly. I like him. But I watched him talk about how sickened he was by these buildings and that paint and broken glass. Not about black lives. I watched him talk about it and it broke my heart. Because he knows better, y'all. But that's not what he was talking about. So I'm here to tell you that you're not alone, that it's a fight here and there and on many levels, but you are why we can win. You are the reason the governor was on my phone this weekend, not just because of me. She thinks I'm nice enough, but you are the reason that she's asking, what can we do? You are the reason legislators are saying, how much money do we need to spend on black folks right now? On black education, on black health, on black housing? You are the reason, because they don't want you in these streets. They want you to go home. They messed up when they closed school, I tell you that. Whoops. I know you'd still be here, and it's beautiful. I told you I would focus on black women, and I meant to do that. I'm a black woman, so I am focusing on black women, because justice belongs to all of us. So before I take my seat, and I know I said that once, but y'all, Taisha Miller, Alberta Spruill, Katherine Johnston, Tarika Wilson, Elena Stanley Jones, she was 7 years old when the police killed her in her own home. Sharice Francis, Rakia Boyd, Chantel Davis, Corinne Gaines, Pamela Turner, Atiana Jefferson, y'all remember her just last year, killed her in her own home while they stood outside her house, a black woman. And of course, Kendra James, our very own, and Breonna Taylor. Listen, the Urban League is a national organization. I have brothers and sisters who do this work all across the country. My sister, Sadiqa Reynolds, is the CEO of the Urban League in Louisville, and I talk to her every other night to see what's going on in her city. It's heartbreaking. My brother Stephen is running the Urban League in the Twin Cities, and he's out in these streets. He's out in these streets for George Floyd, but also for you. They are my strength, but you are too. My final thought is to please be strong and there for each other, because this is not over, but we will win. Thank you.
All right, guys, I gotta change some batteries. We'll be back soon. Make sure to share again when I restart the stream.
Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter!